Evening. Welcome to the Griffin Spalding County Board of Education meeting 12/6/22 at 6 p.m. If you would please place all electronic communication devices on silent or vibrate at this time. Surely would appreciate that. And we will start with our pledge led by Jackson Brannon and Trenton Washington from Moreland Road Elementary School. Gentlemen. And we have a substitute, and her name is? Kyron. Thank you, Kyron.
Come on up, Kyron. Right here, guys. You just look that way, and we're going to follow your lead, okay?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Mr. Holmes?
Before we have a word of prayer, I would like for everyone to keep Dr. Martha Taylor, who is a previous principal at Moore Elementary School. Her grandson unfortunately passed last night. Little Logan, he was about to turn 8 the 21st of this month. Also, Miss Housley at Moreland Road Elementary, her mother passed, and they had the funeral this weekend. We want to keep that family in prayer as well. Father God, we just thank you right now for this time and this opportunity to be able to gather to execute the business of our citizens, our scholars, and our staff. Father God, we pray for those families that are mentioned. We pray that you comfort them, and Father God, that you will let them know that they are not walking alone. Lord God, we ask that you lead, guide, and direct us in the business of this school system for all concerned. And it's in Jesus' name we do pray and give all thanks. Let every heart say amen.
All right, we're excited tonight to honor Moreland Road Elementary School for the Spotlight School. Mr. Brown?
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. You know, as I was going around talking to the scholars tonight, I realized that we have some of the best and brightest scholars in our school district. So let's just go ahead and give them a round of applause. At Griffin Spalding County School System, we are always modeling. And we have some scholars from Moreland Road Elementary School that will come and give us a presentation before we do the spotlight. And so at this time, if we could have the following scholars to come up: Sophia, Emily, Trenton, Jackson, Taylor, Kyron, and Avery. Please come at this time and do your presentation. And you guys are going to be in for a great treat. I was on social media and I saw this reel and it says, "My Lord, a snapping turtle." Wow. So we're excited that Moreland Road is here and we're ready for your presentation.
Okay. Good evening. My name is Sophia Vargas, and I am a 5th grade student serving as the Student Council President at Moreland Road Elementary. First, thank you so much, Superintendent Simmons and the Board of Education, for allowing us to come here tonight and share with you our Leader in Me program at Moreland Road. I'd like to introduce our team to you and let them share one of the 7 habits from the Leader in Me program. First, we have Avery Hollis, one of our kindergartner students. Avery, can you share with us how you're being proactive every day?
Yes. I'm proactive. I am proactive by listening to my teachers, having a good attitude at home and at school.
Thank you. Next we have Kyron Anthony, one of our fifth grade students. Kyron, can you share with us how you begin with the end in mind each day?
Beginning with the mind each day is basically you have to have a plan. Recently, I set a goal for my MAP test and I met the goal. I am an important part of my class and my school.
Thank you. Taylor Turner, who is also a fifth grader, always puts first things first. Taylor, can you share more about that with us?
This means that we have to work first and then play. I serve on the MRE news crew every morning, so I have to make sure I'm early to deliver the morning announcements. Knowing how to spend my time and set my priorities is so important to have a successful day.
Thank you.
Next, we have Emily Leaf, a fourth grader who will be sharing her thoughts about Habit 4, Think Win-Win.
When we're at school collaborating on a school project in class or playing a game at recess, we may not all get along. But when we think win-win and you run into that problem, you can get together, find a solution so we can all win.
Another fifth grade student, Jackson Brandon, is going to share his thoughts about Habit 5, Seek first to understand, then to be understood.
This simply means to listen before you speak. Every day, I seek first to understand by raising my hand in class and not interrupting or blurting out. I also understand and respect my classmates' views and feelings, even when they're different than my own.
That's from the heart right there.
And last but not least, my fifth grade teammate, Mr. Trenton Washington, will tell us about Habit 6, Synergize.
I know that everyone is good at something. We also all have things that we need to work on and get better at. For me, I play football, so me and my teammates have to work together and synergize to win games because we can't do it alone.
I will now wrap up with our final habit, sharpen the saw. For me, I exemplify sharpening the saw by playing music. It helps me express myself artistically and find a perfect balance in my life.
We have a short video presentation with our students singing the 7 habits that we would like to share with you this evening.
What they say, but if we wait for the future, we'll be too late. So we won't wait until tomorrow, our time is now. And with these 7 habits, we'll show you how. You gotta be proactive, begin with the end in mind. First things first, big win-win every time. Seek first to understand, then to be understood. Synergize with your friends, 'cause it's always better when we work together. Sharpen the saw, be the best me, so you can see there's a leader in me.
Let's give them a hand. Scholars, y'all come back. Y'all come on back. Come on back. We are so proud to honor Moreland Road Elementary School today. And so we will go through our school spotlight. How many scholars attend your school? 426 scholars in grades pre-K through 5. What is your school mascot? We are the Mighty Mustangs. How many faculty and staff members work at your school? We currently have 62 staff members. A quote from the principal on why you love being the proud principal at Moreland Road Elementary. I am humbled and honored to serve as the proud principal of Moreland Road Elementary School. Together we will continue to grow and build strong leaders who make a difference in our community. We want to make sure every scholar finds great success in their path of learning, high standards of achievement. That's the Mustang way. What good things are going on at the school, socially and educationally? The 2022-2023 theme at Moreland Road Elementary School is Building Leaders One Brick at a Time. And teachers, faculty, and staff have been doing just that. Our staff returned to school with a mindset of moving students forward. Our scholars continue to show tremendous growth, and we are well on our way to being a school of proficient and distinguished learners. Our mission is to proactively engage our scholars, parents, and community in the great work of building leaders by beginning with the end in mind, where all of our scholars graduate college and career ready. We are intentionally celebrating individual and school-wide success to include scholars' academic, social, and emotional learning through the Leader in Me program. We are having daily afternoon announcements regarding class attendance for the day and weekly celebrations around scholar attendance. We know the number one key to determining student success in our scholars is being present at school each and every day. We are striving for 95% attendance. We also celebrate monthly as we look at our data results, school-wide academic celebrations at the end of each semester. We are planning for our December school-wide MAP celebrations of showing academic growth in our reading and math with bingo for books and snacks. This will be an event that sends every child home with a new book that is on their grade level. Let's give it up for reading. Various technology resources are being utilized to increase student achievement and support school improvement plans. Programs such as iReady, Progress Learning, PALS, Reading and Math, and My Access Writing are being used school-wide at Moreland Road Elementary. Intentional and consistent weekly planning by teachers helps to ensure that every task placed in front of our scholars is rigorous and uses grade-level text. This year, we embarked on a new journey of implementing Stephen Covey's Leader in Me program that focused on the 7 habits of highly effective people. The 7 habits support us as we strengthen our school community and promote diversity, equity, and inclusion. Our scholars receive daily Leader in Me lessons while we focus on the 7 habits of being proactive, beginning with the end in mind, putting first things first, think win-win, seeking first to understand, then to be understood, synergizing, or sharpening the saw. We have celebrated Hispanic Heritage Month, Red Ribbon Week, Bullying Prevention Month, and World Kindness Day in November, and we are moving into our Holidays Around the World tour for our scholars in December. It is our goal to always ensure that all scholars at Moreland Road Elementary and faculty and staff feel included in everything that happens. We are excited to be working with our community partners to include Vulcan Materials, Oak Hill, Devoted Baptist Church, Chick-fil-A, Collier's Closet, and our local Kiwanis Club and St. John Lutheran Church. Not only do they help us with tangible items like our brag bags, brag tags, and our student assemblies that help us to celebrate our scholars coming in and weekly monitoring. They also help us spiritually and emotionally as we make our way through this exciting year. St. John Lutheran Church provides weekend meals to our students who are in need of additional food in their homes through our Backpack Buddy program, while Vulcan Materials sponsor our teacher relaxation room. Moreland Road is excited about our parent-teacher organization this year and has an active and supportive parents who are focused on providing positive experiences and fundraising opportunities to meet the need of our scholars in our school. Our fall festival was a huge success, and PTO served over 400 families and community members at this event. We are gearing up for our movie night, The Grinch. We are thankful for all of our scholars, families, community supporters, and staff members that help to shape and build the mighty Mustang leaders. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Let's stand to our feet, give it up for these scholars, and we ask the faculty members, Principal Garvin, Dr. Forehand, and other teachers, please join us on stage. So, Moreland Road is in District 3, so Leader Holmes has the distinct pleasure of presenting our certificate to the scholars tonight. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Moreland Road.
That's great.
Madam Chair, that concludes our school spotlight for December 2022.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Any other Moreland Road that we need to recognize? Parents from Moreland Road, if you'd stand up, please. Any parents from Moreland Road? Thank you. Appreciate you being here tonight, and we certainly appreciate you bringing your children to this event tonight. And without you, none of us would be sitting up here, so we appreciate you very much.
Where's
Thank
Ms.
you.
Brantley? Ms. Brantley, stand up. So while they were performing, you could tell Ms. Brantley was very proud of the work that they were doing. So I just want to give you a shout out. Thank you for all that you do, and I know our scholars appreciate you as well.
Thank you so much. All right, the Griffin Spalding County School System announcements. Mr. Brown?
Madam Chair, it is always a pleasure to present our scholars before our school district. As I go to the schools, and they'll tell you over at Moreland Road, I always tell them that I work for them, and I want to be their best employee. So at this time, I would like to call up one of my bosses. She is a senior at Spalding High School. Her name is Valerie Osebahai. All right, give it up for Valerie. You know, Valerie is a very involved scholar at Spalding High School, and wait till I just tell you everything that she's involved in. She is the president of the Hosher organization. She's a member of the Spalding High School Silver Sensations dance team, a part of the Blue and Silver Brigade. She's a member of the track and field team. She's in the French Honor Societies, the National Honor Society, the National Technical Honor Society, and just so much more. She has a couple colleges that she's interested in, but she said, let me tell you, Mr. Brown, the main one that I want to go to is Emory University. Let's give that a hand. But she said if Emory can't get it right, she knows that there are 4 other schools that can get it right. And those schools are the University of Georgia, Morgan State University, Spelman College, and the University of Maryland. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our scholar clerk, Ms. Valerie, for our announcements.
Chairwoman McDonald, members of the board, and Superintendent Simmons, my name is Valerie Osebahai. I'm a senior at Spalding High School. I would like to thank the Board of Education for involving scholars of the district in the policy and legislative process. The announcements for December 6, 2022 Education Board meeting are as follows. On Tuesday, December 20th, 2022, the A.Z. Kelsey graduation ceremony will be held in the Griffin Auditorium at 9:30 a.m. Wednesday, December 22nd through Friday, January 6th are GSC and student holidays. Tuesday, January 10th, 2023, the Griffin Spalding County Board of Education meeting will be held at 216 South 6th Street at 6 p.m. Tuesday, January 24th, 2023, the Griffin Spalding County Board of Education work session will be held at 216 South 6th Street at 4 p.m. Governance team, cabinet members, and stakeholders. This concludes the Board of Education announcements for December 6, 2022. Thank you.
Madam Chair, that concludes our announcements.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Thank you, Valerie. All right, next we have adoption of the agenda.
Madam Chair, I have one suggestion for a change in the agenda, but I do make that motion with that change, and that is instead of us board members having the opportunity to roast Mr. Shepard at the end of the meeting, we would like to move that to the beginning of the meeting so that we can toast. Mr. Shepard has been with us 25, is that correct, or 26? 26 years. And we have found out that tonight is his last meeting that he will be presiding with us. So with that motion, or with that change, I make the motion for the adoption of the agenda.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, please raise your right hand. 450. Thank you.
So if I can take that liberty, since we have made the motion to make that change at that time, I would like just to thank Mr. Shepard for his leadership since my tenure here on the board. I have been here just now 6 years, a little over 6 years, and I am not in jail. And that is very, very, very important to board members. The wisdom that he brings and has brought to us in many meetings has been incredibly insightful. He thinks of things, I guess it's the legal mind in him and the pastor in me that differ at times. I'm always looking for the best, and sometimes he's looking not for the best. But it has helped me in my work as a school board member. So I just wanted to take that liberty at that time.
Absolutely. Any other board members?
Madam Chair,
Yes, ma'am.
I don't want to roast Tim. I want to toast Tim. Tim, you've been an invaluable member of this governance team. It's such a great comfort as a board member not to ever have to worry about legal services. You always have been steadfast in your commitment to this school system, to our students, to our staff, to all issues that involve us. I've worked with you for a number of years, and I just can't sing your praises enough. We're going to miss you terribly. We wish for you and your family the very best in your retirement years. You've certainly earned them and deserved them, but don't be a stranger around here. Know that you'll always have a port called home at the Griffin Spalding County School System. Thanks for all the memories, for all the support, for all the wonderful advice that you have given us. We'll miss you. Best wishes.
Madam Chair, if I may.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Shepard, how are you this evening? I am doing well. I just want to say to Mr. Shepard, thank you so much. We have not always gotten along. We've been on different sides of many issues, but one thing I can say is that you do have a commitment to this district. I'm glad that I was able to teach you something about Robert's Rules of Order. I'm glad that I was able to challenge your thinking, whether if it was in a personnel hearing, a student tribunal. I just want to say thank you for all of your work over the last 26 years that you have given to this school district. I know that many of us up here will miss you because you've been a familiar face and someone that we can come to when we have had issues with our school district. So I just want to say to you and your family, your wife, to Patrick, to everybody, be sure to enjoy him and find him something to do so that he's not coming back to us. But no, on a real tip, thank you, Mr. Shepard, for everything that you've done for me as well. We are going to miss you and wish you well in the next journey and season in your life. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
But I guess I'm the one that's going to do the roasting. You know, Tim and I think I've been with you 22 of those 26 years. Tim and I are both former GH Bears football team. Well, not he left a year before I got on the team. But Tim is not just a board attorney, but Tim is a personal friend of mine. Tim has been my personal attorney, and he has kept me out of jail. So I can say a lot, but the statute of limitation hadn't passed on some of the stuff I want to say. So I'll leave it at that. You know I wish you well. Patrick, now the cat is out the bag. He knows why you and your daughter's here. But we just want to thank you, Tim, for your dedication, your commitment, but most of all, your friendship.
Madam. Yes, so, Tim, I would just simply like to offer on behalf of the district and its staff, may retirement enable you to spend time on the trail in Kentucky. And may you have the opportunity to enjoy whatever treasures you may find on said trail. I'm happy and thankful for the service that you've given this district, that you've given me in both of my roles and my tenures in this district, but more importantly, to the service you've given this community. So thank you very much. Please enjoy your retirement. Get out there, have some fun, and go Dogs.
For me, there's a big learning curve when you sit in one of these seats. And I've been honored to now finishing up my first term. And Tim and I sat next to one another in the old boardroom, the small boardroom, as where some of you have been there before, which is now, I think, a smaller learning center than this. But in the very beginning, I would pass him notes. Just pass him notes. Is it okay for me to ask this now, or should I wait? Or he'd go, you know, we'd do this or we'd do that. So he taught me a lot without me ever opening my mouth. But the learning curve in this job is pretty high. And I didn't say a whole lot the first year, and but I learned a lot just by sitting next to Mr. Shepard. And he taught me a lot that first year. And I'm honored to have worked with you, Mr. Shepard. Number one, you're a Georgia Bulldog, and that kind of set the tone for our relationship, as am I. But just sitting next to one another, you start a friendship, and I consider him a good friend. He's a good attorney, but he's an even better person. And I do consider you a personal friend, Tim. You will be missed. I hope that I see you more often out at Sun City and we can play golf together once I get over this foot injury. And you've just been an invaluable asset to this district in my 4 years, and I know you certainly have in the 26 that you have served this district. That's a long time. So thank you, Tim. Thank you to your family for being here. I see Elizabeth. I think I saw Patrick. Just have a good time, and appreciate you very much. Thank you. Sure.
Let's give him a microphone.
Yeah, give him a mic.
Yes.
And we'll get a picture.
He's never lost one.
I hold it, brother, because you might get long and I can take it away.
I know y'all probably feel like you've heard enough out of me over 26 years. Dr. Simmons kind of gave me a not so subtle hint when he took my microphone away. But all seriousness, y'all are aware. I'm a native of Spalding County.
Right.
I'm a product of the public school system in the Griffin Spalding County School System. I'm a proud member of the class of 75 from Griffin High School. I had the opportunity to go to the University of Georgia, and I did it on a local scholarship. It was called the Marie Fort Scholarship, which back then was a full ride. And when I was there, I was fortunate enough to be in the honors program at Georgia, and I was thrown in with a lot of fellow students that came from some of the high-dollar private schools up north of Atlanta, some students from some of the more prosperous school systems, at least back then. And I never felt like I was at a disadvantage with them, or I ever had to take a back seat to them, because the education that I received in our public school system prepared me to go to the University of Georgia. Then when I married a girl from Southern California, drug her to Griffin. And we have 3 boys that all were educated in our public school system, K through 12. All 3 went to college. All 3, thank the Lord, did well. And I made it a point to ask each one of them as they got into college if they felt like they were prepared by their education in this public school system to go to college and compete. And they all 3 said yes. So I am a passionate proponent of public education in general and our local public school system in particular. As far as I can remember as a young boy, all I've ever wanted to do was practice law. I wanted to come back to my hometown and practice law. And I'm very fortunate because I don't know a lot of people that have been given the opportunity to live their dream, but I have. And then 26 years ago, the cherry on top of the sundae was me being named as the general counsel for the school board. And I just want y'all to know that 26 years that I've represented the board has been very fulfilling to me. I felt like that I was doing something worthwhile for our community, working with board members such as you, those of you who've come before you. Dr. Simmons is the 4th superintendent I've had a chance to work with, working with a lot of these administrators, because all these people that I've worked with have a passion. They share my passion for public education. And I just want y'all to know that I have deeply appreciated the confidence and the trust that y'all have placed in me by allowing me to be your attorney. I have never for one day taken that for granted. And as I'm retiring, you're being left in very good hands. I saw Elizabeth back
Elizabeth,
there.
will you just wave your hand to the
There
public
she
here?
is. You're in good hands. Elizabeth's going to be your primary contact, but there are some very, very good lawyers with Smith, Welch, Webb, and White who will be working with the board. They're going to be splitting it up a little bit more than they did with me, but I'm retiring with the confidence that y'all are left in good hands. So in closing, I want to thank you for this recognition. Thank you for the recognition, and thank you for your kind words. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Tim. And Adam wants to get a picture with Tim, so. So starting our new year, Elizabeth O'Neill will be sitting in Mr. Shepard's spot. And Elizabeth, we welcome you. We know you, and we look forward to working with you. Thank you for being here tonight. Will Mr. Shepard's family stand, please, so we could recognize his family?
Tell us who you got with us tonight, Mr. Shepard.
Well, the lady in the middle is a Southern California girl that I grew up back here. I don't know why I say that. And we've got Ross is standing in front of me. That's our oldest granddaughter. That's Isabel Shepard. And then the short guy standing next to his mom is my son Patrick.
Right.
He's Solicitor General State.
Right. Appreciate you all being here tonight. Elizabeth, we appreciate you being here tonight. When I talked to you yesterday afternoon, I know you had to do some child care maneuvering, so we certainly appreciate you being here tonight, too. Welcome aboard also. All right, next we have our recognitions. Ms. Cook?
Yes, we always know when we have a full house that we have a lot of recognitions, and that is the case tonight. The first one is the Georgia College and Career Academy Network Award, Dr. Donald Warren.
Good evening. The Georgia College and Career Academy Network held its West Metro Regional meeting on Wednesday, November 30th. This meeting took place at the Central Education Center in Newnan, Georgia, which is Cater County's College and Career Academy. Mr. Ben McComber, who is the Executive Director of Secondary Education Initiatives with the Technical College System of Georgia, made a special presentation at the end of the meeting. Our very own Ms. Katie O'Neill Castagnan was presented a plaque in honor of her service as board chair of the Network CEO Association. Ms. Castagnan served as the board chair for an unprecedented 2-year term due to events caused by the pandemic. The network is made up of 51 college and career academies from across the state of Georgia. Ms. Castagnan's main focus was to establish the Georgia Industrial Leadership Council, GILC. This council is made up of numerous statewide companies as well as local and regional businesses, with Georgia Power taking the lead for businesses. The purpose of the group is to leverage the power of business and industry across the state with college and career academies in order to make significant contributions to workforce development and workforce policies. The first noteworthy program to come from the council is the CNA Gear Funding and Stipend for students to complete a Certified Nurse Assistance Program. This time I want to invite up Ms. Katie Castagnan.
Congratulations, Katie. That's quite an award for you and for the school system. We're very proud. Mr. Adam Pugh is up for the next 5 awards. The GSBA Exemplary Board Recognition, the Leading Edge Award, the Moreland Road Elementary School Leader in Me, the 4-H National Turkey Barbecue Contest, and Bus Driver Appreciation Poster Contest. So you're on, Mr. Pugh.
Well, thankfully, Board Member Brown already did a wonderful job of recognizing Moreland Road's Leader in Me program, so you'll only have to bear with me for 4. But this first one, I'm really proud to share this with the group. The Griffin Spalding Board of Education received an award for exemplary board status from the Georgia School Board Association, GSBA, for this year, for 2022. The GSBA Board Recognition Program is a 3-tier process to achieve the highest level in board governance. The 3 recognition levels are quality, distinguished, and exemplary, with exemplary being the highest level. Look at them, they're already lined up ready for a photo and an award. The Griffin Spalding County School Board completed all the many requirements to reach the very highest level, the exemplary board recognition. This is the 3rd year in a row that they've accomplished this. That's a big deal. That's what this is for. So we'll take a picture, and then I'll tell about this other award up here. So that first reward is prestigious and requires a lot of hard work and a lot of intentional self-improvement and self-reflection and growth. This second award is even more prestigious. Only 28 of the school districts out of Georgia's 181 school districts received such award. It's the Leading Edge Award. And Griffin Spalding County Schools received that for a communication program and new annual event that helps increase community engagement by inviting businesses, churches, civic organizations, sororities, city and county leaders, and elected officials to roll out the red carpet and welcome back parents, students, and staff on the first day of school. This program is called Day One in the District, and it saw over 180 community partners in education, show up at our school to show appreciation, share encouragement, and kick off a great new school year. Day One in the District began as a District 1 initiative started by board member R. Centel Brown and has evolved into a district-wide event facilitated by the Communications Department. Like I said, only 28 of Georgia's 181 school districts received this award. Throughout the year, the Leading Edge Award recipients will be asked to present and share their innovative practices with other school districts around the state. We're really proud of our school board and our school district for these great honors. Congratulations and thank you. Next, I'd like to call forward Spalding County 4-H Director Leah Woodall to present an award to Spalding High School sophomore Winta Yakelo. Winta participated in the National 4-H Turkey Barbecue Contest in Louisville, Kentucky. She placed 3rd in the nation. Come on up, Winta. And we appreciate the partnership between Griffin Spalding County Schools and Spalding County 4-H. Next, I'd like to call forward Transportation Director Todd Harris and Annette Taylor, Safety and Training Supervisor, to recognize 4 students who won the School Bus Driver Appreciation Art Contest.
Thank you, Mr. Pugh. Each year, the National Association of Pupil Transportation sponsors a National School Bus Safety Poster Contest. Submissions come from thousands of students across the country. They're submitted both through local systems and at the state level. We were excited this year. Ms. Taylor joined our team late last year, but our participation was up. We had over 90 plus entries with the help of Ms. Jennifer Wilson. Is she here tonight? Our Fine Arts Director. I want to appreciate her help. But we're excited. We have some local winners. Our winners in these categories have been submitted to the state level for competition judging. The winners there will go on to the national level for some cash prizes and recognition at that. So it's partnered with GAP, Georgia Association of Pupil Transportation, and the National Association of Pupil Transportation. But we want to take a second tonight to recognize our local winners and hope they move on to the state and national finals. Our first category was for a program for exceptional children. At the 5th grade category, Mr. Jamarcus Hardy from Jackson Road Elementary. Congratulations, Mr. Hart. Ms. Taylor's going to give, they got a picture of their poster. Unfortunately, your posters have been submitted to the state. Can't get them back, so we got a laminated picture of them for you. The second category was kindergarten through 2nd grade. From Futrell Elementary, Mr. William Butler. Is William with us tonight? Check him out. It's hard judging these this fine artwork. Congratulations, William. Our 3rd division, 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade division, again from Futrell Elementary, excuse me, Miss Bailey Bowen. Is Bailey here tonight? Congratulations, Bailey. And there'll be winners from each of these categories that go on to the state and national level. Our last category tonight represented is the 6th, 7th, and 8th grade level from Rehoboth Road Middle School, Miss Micaiah Sampler. Is Micaiah with us? I gravitated to Micaiah's work because he did a fine job. There was one more category, which is electronic, and you can use CAD programs for commercial art design and things like that. We didn't have a submission, but I promise you next year we'll bring one back. I'm going to get in the pocket of my technology folks, and we'll have those. But again, give a round of applause for these kids. That's a great program.
I told y'all we have the best and brightest scholars in the world, right?
Next, the 2021-2022 Georgia Department of Education PBIS Distinguished Schools, Dr. McElroy.
Good evening. Positive Behavioral Interventions and Supports, PBIS, is an evidence-based, data-driven framework proven to reduce disciplinary incidents, increase the school's sense of safety, and support improved academic outcomes. More than 1,200 Georgia schools and 27,000 nationwide have been trained in PBIS. Implementation of PBIS saves instructional hours otherwise lost to discipline. The premise of PBIS is that continual teaching and acknowledgement or feedback of positive student behavior will reduce unnecessary discipline and promote a climate of greater productivity, safety, and learning. PBIS schools apply a multi-tiered approach to prevention using disciplinary data and principles of behavior analysis to develop school-wide targeted, individualized interventions and supports to improve the school climate for all students. I'm excited to present the schools for being recognized for the PBIS efforts. Each year, the Georgia Department of Education recognizes schools for their quality and fidelity of PBIS implementation. Schools are eligible to receive awards for being recognized for emerging, operational, and distinguished levels of distinction. Tonight, we recognize 4 schools for receiving distinguished level recognition status, the highest recognition level. These schools met the criteria for all 6 outcome measures for PBIS end-of-year data and evidence, which include the percentage of students at Tier 1, stable or declining office discipline referrals, in-school suspensions, and out-of-school suspensions. First school I would like to acknowledge is Cowan Road Elementary. The The next school I would like to acknowledge, Jackson Road Elementary. Mainstay Academy. And Moreland Road Elementary.
Hold on one second.
They need to shine.
Congratulations.
Congratulations. Awesome. Good to see you. Proud. It's exciting, wonderful news for you and for us. We're so proud. The 2022-2023 GSCS Agents of Inclusion, Mr. Kelly.
It's a lot of recognitions tonight. Hopefully you haven't clapped yourself out. We have one more round of recognitions. All right, so Inclusive Schools Week is an annual international event celebrated the first week in December. It's a time designated to acknowledge the hard work and commitment of teachers, administrators, students, and parents in making their schools more inclusive and thereby significantly contributing to the development of a more inclusive society. This year, the Inclusive Schools Week's theme is Unity Within Our Community. I'm here tonight to recognize 3 agents of inclusion that exemplify this work within the district. As I announce your name, please come and accept your certificate of recognition. First agent of inclusion is Mr. Joel Pash, cluster lead teacher. All right, Joel is entering his second year as cluster lead teacher after previously working for Henry County Schools as a teacher and district support staff. Joel has also previously worked in this district as an adaptive curriculum teacher. Since rejoining the district, he has made an amazing impact on the Department of Exceptional Students and has worked tirelessly to increase the opportunities for the inclusion of students with disabilities. Joel has led the effort to restart Special Olympics and organize the first 2 events, one last spring and one this fall. He has also coordinated the application for full accreditation of the district through the Special Olympics of Georgia. This will be the first time the district has been fully accredited in several years. Joel initiated the creation of our 12+ program, Project United, which prepares students with significant disabilities for post-secondary life and teaches them job and life skills needed to be successful after high school. Joel works closely with his assigned 5 schools, Ann Street, Crescent, Jackson Road, Moore, and Rehoboth, and has created a positive and collaborative relationship with each school staff. Joel applied for and was accepted for the 2022-2023 Special Education Administrator Development Academy, a year-long professional development academy sponsored by the Georgia Council of Administrators of Special Education. Joel was one of only 35 special education future leaders from across the state selected to participate. Give another round to Joel. All right, Miss Joan Puckett, local lead teacher. Joan is the local lead teacher for Ann Street Elementary. She was the 2017-2018 Teacher of the Year for Griffin Spalding County and the 2018 Georgia Council for Exceptional Children Teacher of the Year. In her school, she works daily to increase the opportunities for students with disabilities and support her special education staff. Outside of her normal work duties, Joan has created a district-wide arts and crafts initiative to provide students with significant disabilities opportunities to participate in arts projects and create their very own art pieces. Within this work, Joan has designed, budgeted, and implemented a very special arts event this past spring, an art event in conjunction with our Fall Special Olympics event this past October, and is planning a Winter Arts Festival for students with significant impairments this January. Joan has also applied for and was accepted for the 2022-2023 Special Education Administrator Development Academy, making Griffin Spalding County the only district in the state to have 2 participants accepted into the academy. Joan's efforts inside and outside of her school have greatly benefited the lives of students with disabilities in the district. And our third agent of inclusion, Ms. Dee Vance Collier, lead speech language pathologist and teacher of the visually impaired. I always struggled to get through her title because it's so long. But Dee Vance Collier is a multi-talented and dedicated professional that works daily to benefit students with disabilities. Dee is the district's lead speech language pathologist, the only teacher of the visually impaired, and leads the related services team. Recently, she has also assisted with providing sign language interpreting services for a hearing impaired student. Her expertise across disciplines has increased the opportunities for inclusion of the district's students and has been critical for the success of the department. For each of the past 2 years, Dee has been selected as the leader of the Summer Success Program, an initiative for students with disabilities to address learning losses caused by the pandemic. Her hard work with this program has allowed students with the highest learning needs to have access to additional instruction and support that they needed. Dee's care and compassion for students with disabilities are displayed daily as she selflessly works to improve the lives of students in this district.
This has been an exciting evening. Congratulations to all who have been recognized. We're proud of each one of you and wish you the very best as you continue to work in this system and study in this system and do great things after you leave this system. Madam Chair, that concludes my report.
Thank you, Ms. Cook. Are there any other parents in the room that need to be recognized, that especially the bus driver appreciation poster contest children? Just want to be sure we recognize all the parents. I think some of them left.
If you're a parent, would you just stand for my own benefit, please? Let me just say thank you.
It's quite all right. Totally agree. All right, Ms. Ray, do we have anyone signed up for public comments? Okay. All right, at this time, if you, we're going to take like a 2-minute recess. If you need to leave, you're welcome to leave. If you would like to stay, you're welcome to stay. So we'll recess for 2 minutes and then come back together. That's awesome. Very good. Yes, I do. Yes. It's here somewhere. I have it here somewhere. All right, if we could come back together, please. Gosh, I have it here somewhere. Oh, that sheet. It's here. I know it. It's the sheet that Chantel gave us. All right, next are our consent agenda items. Need a motion?
Second.
We have a motion and a second to accept all the consent agenda items. Please raise your right hand. If vote yes. All right. We'll do 4.5. Sorry. I'm just here. I know. I'm just kidding. Where's your sense of humor, Mr. Brown? 4-0. All right. Thank you. All right. Action items. Policy GBRIG. Miss Judy Battle.
Good evening, Madam Chair, board members, and Superintendent Simmons. I present to you for a second read this evening, Policy GBRIG, Family and Medical Leave Act. It is recommended that the Board of Education approves Policy GBRIG, Federal Family and Medical Leave Act for second reading and final adoption.
Questions or comments?
None.
All right. Do I have a motion?
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second to accept. All in favor, please raise your right hand. All right, 5-0. Thank you, Ms. Battle. Next, we have policy JBA, compulsory attendance ages. Dr. Moore.
Good evening, Madam Chair, Board, and Superintendent Simmons. I present before you the board policy JBA, compulsory attendance for school-age students up to age 6, from 6 to 16. The policy is now presented on this day for the Board of Education meeting for second reading and final board adoption.
Questions or comments? All right, do I have a motion?
So moved.
All right, I have a motion and a second. All in favor, please raise your right hand. All right, 5-0. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Dr. Moore.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Board policy JGJA, suicide prevention. Dr. McElroy.
Good evening, Madam Chair, board members, Superintendent Simmons. I am presenting board policy JGJA, suicide prevention for second reading. Revisions are not recommended at this time. The policy is now presented for the Board of Education meeting for second reading and final board adoption.
All right, motion.
So moved.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. All in favor, please raise your right hand. All right, 5-0. Thank you, Dr. McElroy.
Good afternoon, Board Chair, Board of Education, Dr. Simmons. At this time, it is recommended that the board approve policy JRB, the Parent Bill of Rights, for second read and final adoption.
All right, I have a motion. I have a motion and a second. All in favor, please raise your right hand. 5-0. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Taylor. All right, Dr. Warren, policy IHC.
Good evening, board members. This time, I'm presenting policy IHC as it relates to class rankings for second reading. It's recommended that the board adopt policy IHC class rankings for second reading, approval, and final adoption.
Madam Chair, I had just a couple of questions on this one. I was, at our last talk, we discussed the possibility of not starting this until the junior year rather than in the middle of the sophomore year. So when it says 4 consecutive semesters, because it is stopping at the end of the first semester of the senior year, and so I was not in, I thought we had made that. Yes, sir.
So the changes were made?
Not in assembly.
Not assembly?
Well,
To reflect from 4 to 3, and then removing the first bullet point and leaving the last 2 on the policy. Lonnie, can you pull up the policy?
let me re-pull it up because I,
Just go to the,
It's been changed a bit.
So if you look at the policy, Will, it's right here. It was changed. Your verbiage of saying 3 was changed.
that is
It was
perfect.
made, and then the other 2 bullet points were made.
When I just pulled it up here, it wasn't, so, thank you.
All right, do we have a motion?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, please raise your right hand. All right, 5-0. Thank you. Dr. Warren, the contracted virtual sign language interpreter service?
Yes, ma'am. We're requesting the Division of Exceptional Students to enter into a contract with the Stepping Stones Group to provide virtual sign language interpreting services for one of our deaf and hard of hearing students who is sign dependent. The estimated cost of these services are not to exceed $49,000, and they will be paid through our Special Education General Fund. Just to give you some background, for the last several years, our district has not directly served the student that was sign dependent. During this semester, a sign dependent student moved into our school district. If approved, the services would be provided virtually at a rate of $64 per hour for the remainder of the year, again, at a maximum of $49,000. The Stepping Stones Group has worked with our school district since at least 2018-19 school year. Currently, they provide speech-language pathology, para, and occupational therapy assistance contracted services for our district, and we are pleased with their services. At this time, it is recommended that we enter into contract with Stepping Stone Group for this purpose.
Questions or comments?
Dr. Warren, I don't want to assume about the Stepping Stone Group. Is that the local
Madam Chair, may I? No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir. This is not the local group that you're thinking of. This is a different group that provides this service along with a portfolio of different services. But this is not the group you're thinking of in our
Stepping Stones Educational Center.
Yes, sir. Well, that probably gave them an extra, boast of confidence. No, sir, but we understood that and in many ways anticipated the question, so I appreciate it, but it's not the same.
All right, motion?
So moved.
All right, do we have a second?
I give Ms. Cook the motion.
Yes.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, please raise your right hand. All right, 5-0. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Warren. And the contracted services for board certified behavior analysts?
Yes, ma'am. Lastly, we're seeking to enter into a contract for services with the Marcus Autism Center to provide contracted behavioral interventions and supports through board-certified behavior analysis for identified students with chronic behavior concerns. The estimated cost of the support is not to exceed $130,000, and it will be funded through our ESSA funds. Just to give you some backgrounds, all of our schools except one elementary school will have students that have been identified as needing support. 31 students have been currently identified needing support or monitoring. Students were identified through consultation with lead teachers at each school, cluster lead teachers, as well as all district climate specialists. All services provided by the Marcus Autism Center will be provided by certified behavior, board-certified behavior analysis, or one of these individuals with a doctorate degree in behavior analysis. Each BCBA is a person with certification in applied behavior analysis. BCBAs receive certification through the Behavior Analyst Certification Board and often utilize principles of applied behavior analysis. Funding for this contract will come from unused ERSA funds that were originally budgeted at the height of the pandemic. Consultation notes will be provided after every session to document services and supports provided to our school-based personnel and district-based personnel. The Marcus Autism Center has provided supports to our school district for 3 years through the B-Case team. They are nationally recognized for their work with students with autism as well as related behavioral difficulties. They serve many districts throughout Georgia as well as the Southeast. At this time, it is recommended that the district enters into a contract with the Marcus Autism Center for contract behavior interventions and supports for our students with chronic behavior concerns. The estimated cost is $130,000 and again will be funded through ERSA funds.
I just had one question, Dr. Warren or Mr. Kelly. It says approximately 25 students. How does that compare to past years as far as the number?
We haven't previously provided this support before, so this is a new layer of support that we're offering the students.
Thank you. All right, do we have a motion?
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, please raise your right hand. 5-0. Thank you. Thank you, Dr. Warren. And Mr. Wheeler, the bid award for produce and fresh eggs.
Madam Chair, board members, Dr. Simmons, the Griffin Spalding School Nutrition Department requested proposals for produce and eggs according to RFP language in the May 2017 RFP. Royalty Food Service was the only vendor that replied to our RFP. The background of it is that you have to rebid your contracts every 5 years, 1 year plus the 4 years rollover. It is recommended that the Griffin Spalding County Board of Education approves the RFP for Royal Food Service for produce and eggs.
Mr. Wheeler, is that unusual that just one vendor bid? Or is that?
Well, where our program is set up, we have what's called a program assistance level where part of our funding for produce is provided to us from the Department of Defense. Royal Food Company is the Department of Defense contractor for our state, so it's really a sole provider.
Okay, all right. Makes perfect sense.
Mr. Wheeler, just from my knowledge, are these eggs from caged chickens or uncaged?
I'll have to do that research, sir, and get back with you.
Okay, question. You know that cage eggs are cheaper, right?
I understand.
Okay. I always ask for the cage eggs, you know, the one that may have felonies or been in prison.
I understand.
Oh, I'm glad I came tonight. Thank you, Mr. Holmes, for that. All right, do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. All in favor, please raise your right hand. 5-0, yes for eggs. Thank you, and produce. Thank you, Mr. Wheeler.
Okay. The Griffin Spalding County School Nutrition Department is seeking approval for the purchase of our cafeteria point of sale stations in each of our schools. These would be Dell Technology computers at a total cost of $35,277.90. The computers will be purchased from the School Nutrition Department account. The background on this is that these are capital expenses because we've acquired a new software and we need faster processing machines. And this These computers came in at the best cost at the recommendation of Mr. Lonnie Harper. It is recommended that the Griffin Spalding County School Board approves the purchase for 30 computers at a cost not to exceed $35,277.90.
All right, questions?
So moved.
All right, we have a motion.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. All in favor, please raise your right hand. All right, 5-0. All right, custom data visualization, Dr. Blassingame.
Good evening, Madam Chair, board members, Dr. Simmons. It is the Department of Evaluation and Accountability is seeking the purchase of custom data visualization provided by custom computer specialists to provide customized, on-demand, interactive data reporting and analysis. The cost of $47,516.13 will be expended from general funds. The background is that while we have some data visualizations available within district, we do not have the ability to do our own customized data visualization. We're seeking that ability through this purchase. So it is recommended that the recommendation for the Griffin Spalding Board of Education is to approve the purchase of the custom data visualization to be utilized by the Department of Evaluation and Accountability to provide this customized on-demand reporting and data analysis, and for the cost of $47,516.13 to be expended from general funds.
All right, questions? All right. Yeah, we didn't get it. We didn't get a copy of that.
So yes, Madam Chair, Mr. Holmes, it was added late, and I'm getting the signal that we failed to upload it into, I guess, via email. Is that what we're saying? Yeah. So I apologize on that, but I also would, if I can, take this point of personal privilege to congratulate Dr. Blassingame on presenting his first recommendation to the board. Not sure if you could tell, but
yeah, I'm sure they could tell.
Figured I'd go ahead and get that over. Maybe that's part of why we forgot to send you the document.
We're going to let you slide tonight.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Dr. Blassingame, could you give me an example of...
All right, Centel.
Could you give me an example, please, of custom data visualization?
Well, I can give you an example of a data visualization that you were all probably familiar with, and that would be when you go home tonight to watch the news to see who won the Senate election. Probably what you will be watching when you see the maps of the counties and the returns is a very complicated data visualization.
Okay.
And we will be doing something a lot less complicated, but that will serve the needs of our schools and of our staff, particularly Dr. Simmons, who's requesting this customized reporting.
Okay, very good.
Madam Chair, members of the board, this is an effort to be able to visualize the processes and the systems that we have in place, while also helping us to better understand the processes and systems that may be absent. Dr. Blassingame's core work will be to provide these visualizations to schools, and the reason for the need for them to be customized is while we will have systematic processes, schools may have individual ways of wanting to look at that data. We need to be able to give them the ability to interface with the data in the manner in which they are seeking to do so, so that whatever they're striving to fit into fits that need. So that's the customization is literally the essence of the request.
So is this something you download? Is it?
It is a platform. It is an application that my staff and I will use on our devices. Much of the data that we will use will come out of our student information system.
Right.
The type of reporting that we're looking to do that you might be familiar with would be presenting our local assessments, our NWEA MAP assessment results to our schools. That will allow us to present that information to the schools so they could drill down to the individual students to see their performance. The customized reporting might be, in this case, allowing the schools to see the growth of the students over time in a way that might be different than what would be available within the platform. And so in some cases, the data that we will be presenting is data that might be available in some other platform, but just not in the way that we would like to see it.
Sure.
Much of the data that, of the visualizations that we will provide would be something that is not available in any form within the district.
That's great. So I would recommend that the board be shown this in a work session, just an example of the work that will be produced once, just so we get a better concept of it. So I bet it's something you can layer, and you see all these different layers and
Yes.
time.
Yes, so we can see school performance drilled down to, if we were to create something
Sure.
that did this, we could look at school performance, drill down to classroom performance, and then to individual student.
Instead of just looking at numbers from left to right. I like that. All right. Thank you so much. You did well.
Thank you.
Don't be nervous.
Yes.
All right. Motion?
Second.
All right. We have a motion and a second. All in favor, please raise your right hand. All right. 5-0. All right. Mr. Harris?
Madam Chair, Dr. Simmons, school board members, tonight the GSCS Transportation Department is seeking approval from the GSCS Board of Education to upgrade our current transportation operational software with Tyler Technologies at a one-time migration cost of $32,726. A little background, the district has utilized Tyler Technology software for our route planning, field trip scheduling, fleet management, GPS software. All of our functions are wrapped up into this one package. It served the district well, over and above what we could ask for this package. 2018, Griffin Spalding was recognized as Tyler's National User of the Year because we had come up with a lot of innovative ways for this software, which was good. However, their new upgrade, we were well ahead of it, so it was not ready for us. So we have maintained the VersaTrans package, which is a server package. The new upgrade is a web-based package, and it'll give us enhanced mapping capabilities, bring us into a single database where it shares information from one application of that program to another. It will include all of our Tyler technology applications with the exception of the fleet management piece, which will come out this summer. It's still under a little bit of development, but this cost upgrade includes all the data transfer, any map development that's required, but which will be minimal, and at the same time about 22 hours of training for my staff to operate the new software. So it is recommended that GSCS Board of Education approve the upgrade of our current transportation operational software with Tyler Technologies at a one-time migration cost of $32,726, utilizing transportation budget funds.
Questions?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I took those recommendations to them. They were telling me it may be 5 to 7 days, but I received them this morning. So they did make the recommendations that you sent. Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Good. All right, question? Motion?
So moved.
Second.
All right, I have a motion and a second. All in favor, please raise your right hand. All right, 5-0. Thank you. Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Harris. All right, Dr. Simmons?
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, members of the board, at this time, I would like to make a formal recommendation to the board that we appoint Dr. Joshua Pittman to serve as principal of Kennedy Road Middle School effective January 3rd, 2023. As you may recall, Dr. Pittman joined Griffin Spalding County Schools in 2013, beginning his tenure as an assistant principal at Griffin High School. From there, he was promoted to the principalship of A.Z. Kelsey Academy, which he has held that tenure for the last 4 years, maybe 3. My memory's starting to fade. I'm starting to think like a future retiree, thinking
Hey.
about Mr. Mr. Shepard here. But I do want you to know, Dr. Pittman holds degrees both in educational leadership at the master's, specialist, and doctoral level. He's been a member of this organization for right at 10 years. We're excited about the work that he's going to be doing at Kennedy Road in January. And in the interim, I would like to publicly acknowledge and thank our Executive Officer of Schools, Mr. Chris Loki, for serving as the interim principal at Kennedy Road to ensure that students and staff are getting the supports that they need, as well as the Executive Officer of that grade level to ensure that the transition will take place and be as smooth as possible. But finally, the recommendation is that the board accept my nomination to formally place Dr. Joshua Pittman at Kennedy Road Middle School as principal effective January 3rd, 2023.
All right, do we have a motion?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor for Dr. Pittman to be promoted to Kennedy Road Middle School, please raise your right hand. 5-0. And Mr. Loki, on behalf of the board, also wanted to thank you for your service out at Kennedy Road. We just appreciate what you're doing and have done in the past. And Lindy, also wanted to thank you, because I just thank you for your work out there also. All right. Is there anything for executive session? No, ma'am? Okay, very good. All right, do I have a motion to adjourn? All right.
All in favor?
I don't need a second.
We had a motion and a second.
You're making me look bad now. All right, do I have a motion? I have a motion. Is that
So
correct?
moved.
All right, do I have a second? All right, I have a second. All in favor, please raise your right hand.